Okay, we're back, and we have our first guest today from a company called Advanced Training. Welcome, Keith Zakarin.
Hi, Barry.
So Advanced Training, tell us a little bit about what you do.
We're an accredited private college in East County, veteran-owned with a long history of service with our community. We teach a variety of programs to San Diego residents in medical assisting, information systems technology, human resources, administrative assistant, and a variety of shorter programs in fiber optics, electronics, technician, FCC licensing, and home video and audio installation. We started out as a military school in the 90s and then expanded out into teaching civilians longer vocational programs. Most of our instructors are veterans, and we serve lots of active duty military members here in San Diego and around the country and travel to those bases and teach them on site, as well as at our own gorgeous campus in East County. We're eligible for veterans assistance, military spouse benefits, and federal grants and student loans for students who qualify.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about the veterans assistance. What could a veteran gain out of getting assistance and coming to your school?
Well, veterans and San Diego residents who want to start a new career in the disciplines that we teach are eligible to use their veterans benefits through their service in the military, as well as civilians who are eligible for Pell Grants and federal student loans when they qualify, and we have access, and our students have access to those benefits. The difference with us is the individualized education that they get. Many of our students had previously been at community colleges and other schools really where they're just a number. We're a small family business, and students get individualized attention. The teachers and the students know one another. The owners of the school are there. The administrators of the school are there. So people know who they're involved with, and they get fantastic attention to their educational needs and outcomes.
Yeah. No, what I'm looking at here is this is unique. I think that we want to make sure everybody knows about this. It's a local family-owned business. It's not one of the big multinational corporations that are putting a school together out here.
No, we're family-owned. I'm a veteran. My wife's been in the business some 30 years, and for us, it's very much a family business. We know who the students are, and they know us, and they get individualized attention not only in their education, but not only do the vast majority of our students, some 85% or more, graduate from our programs, far better than anybody else that you can talk to, but the vast majority of them get jobs in the areas which they've been trained. We're nationally accredited, approved by the federal government for our Title IV programs, and approved for veterans benefits for the military students. So it's different than being a number. It's very much a family environment here at Advanced Training.
And I'm the daughter. I've known Keith for many years, and so I'm honored to have him on the show. And I don't even know if you know this, Keith, but I'm the daughter of 2 Marines. And I know from my dad how difficult it can be to transition back into civilian life when somebody retires, regardless of what age and whether or not they fought in a war or what they went through during their service. And there's a high unemployment rate for military people when they come out of the service. So I just am so excited that there's a place where vets can go to learn a good trade, and that they can go out and into the workplace.
How about becoming a CPA?
What's
Justin Eisenman is a captain in the Army, and he works for me. He's a CPA.
Well, that's wonderful.
God bless that boy.
Well, Andrea, it works both ways. A lot of our students are currently active duty military. They come to us. They get training in fiber optics and electronics, and amass certifications that are very useful to them as they transition to civilian life. And also, a lot of our students are currently veterans, a very large number of them, seeking to gain new employment and new careers through using their veterans benefits and also using our placement services. We've got lots of veterans who are instructors, and a lot of our veteran graduates stay in contact with us year after year after year.
So this is really a veteran-based company.
Well, it's veteran-owned, but the majority of our students are both veterans and civilians. Well, most of our student body are both ordinary San Diego civilians and veterans of the military. So it's quite a mix. These are longer programs with diplomas or even associate degrees in medical assisting and information systems technology.
Yes.
But some of the those are the hot fields right now for employment, aren't they?
They're terrific fields for that, and our graduates are getting jobs. We have a placement staff that gives individualized attention, teaches the students while they're in school how to interview, prepare cover letters, gives them job leads, and helps them in getting employment. And our graduates get jobs.
Well, you're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450 and financialnewsandtalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-hosts Andrea Kay and Al Arias, and our guest, Keith Zakarin from Advanced Training. So, so what I gather is that the focus is to help people that need a change in careers.
The military, active duty military, are already, of course, in their military career, and some of them transiting out. But the majority of our students are seeking to gain new careers and really a new life through having a tradable skill, through having a good income, through having the security of having knowledge and a real profession.
Yeah.
Are you also seeing an increase maybe in people who are saying, you know what, I don't want to take on $200,000 in debt going to, get the traditional 4-year route. I want to learn something specialized that's in a hot field. Is that also not just about people transitioning careers, but are you also seeing that aspect as well?
Andrea, that's very much in our sweet spot. Our tuition is lower than any other accredited college in San Diego, so people don't accrue an enormous amount of debt. There's federal student aid and VA for those who qualify, which lowers even that modest amount. And so our graduates not only are getting jobs, but aren't leaving saddled with enormous amounts of debt. Though I hasten to say that we're incredibly proud of the fact that our default rate, that is students who have taken loans going back 2 years, is 0.
Wow.
Not one has
Wow.
defaulted. That's the best in the whole country.
That's amazing.
Wow.
And that's because our graduates are getting jobs. They're happy with their careers and they're moving forward. So there's nobody in San Diego or really in the country that can surpass that kind of achievement. It's something we're very, very proud of.
Yeah. Well, you were telling me about one of your students that was one of those success stories.
Yeah, one of our military students who took one of our classes in Minot, which is pretty cold this time of year. I think that's North Dakota. Got a job right out of the military working on the Alaska pipeline. He's making $80,000 a year. He keeps track with us, as do so many of our graduates. Mm-hmm. Our graduations are real family affairs. A lot of our students are the first ones in their family ever to graduate from college, and their whole family and their kids come. Bear in mind that most of our students aren't children. These aren't 18-year-olds. These are adults. Right. Many who have children themselves and have had other careers and wives and husbands of their own. So our graduations are pretty joyous affairs as they start their new careers.
It's almost like you've got, I think you have close to 100 students, correct? And it's almost like you've got 100 kids, or in a sense.
It's more like 100 brothers and sisters to
Right.
us. We know them all by name and they know us by name. And we have it's very much a family environment. If you've ever been to a community college or a large educational institution, it's nothing like it. It's more like coming into somebody's house in the way that we deal with one another.
And I wonder if that translates into better learning as well, the environment.
I think it does. Learning is very much an individualized thing. You can sort of pre-grind it out and put it in the book as you do at any community college, but I think the outcomes from that aren't very good. If you want, on the other hand, to have instructors who know you and give you the individualized attention to deal with your particular needs, then we're a good place to go on that. We have tutoring for anybody who needs it. We have fairly short hours per week. It's about 20 hours a week of school, so many of our students are employed, so they don't have to quit their jobs to advance their careers.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the key things that I think needs to be spoken is you're not an online school. You're a real how would you describe that?
We're a residential brick and mortar campus. So students come to our campus and they have a live instructor teaching them. Not only is the instruction academic, that is lecture, but we have the equipment and it's hands-on training. And the information systems technology, all the equipment is there. With the medical assisting program, they serve an externship of about a month with local physicians and clinics under the direct supervision of physicians here within the community. So learning and practicing the hands-on skills that make them employable.
Great. Well, if you can, give our listeners kind of the scope, because when you go to a school, you have many different fields you can get into. So tell us a little bit more about the list of training that you do.
Sure. The long program offerings, the ones that lead to either a diploma or an associate's degree, would be in medical assisting, administrative medical assisting, in information systems technology, which is computer-based, and web and computer repair, and HTML type program, and that also has degrees. We're just starting a program in human resources administrative assistant who work in offices and work in the HR field. And our shorter programs are in fiber optics, electronics technician, FCC licensing, and audio video installation. Those programs can be from 1 to 3 weeks or as much as 8 weeks or so, with a quicker time to graduate. And the military very much are enrolled in the shorter programs as well as civilians.
And I'm assuming you have counselors that can help them, pick a path that's best for them. How do you guys do that?
The students come in and interview with our education coordinator and our counsel in trying to choose a program that's best for them. Many people have some idea already. You can go to our website and see the programs offered, which is advancedtraining.edu, and see what those are. Also, our existing students have individualized placement assistance from our placement coordinator who will assist them in getting not just the education skills, but the personal soft skills necessary for them to find and keep employment.
Great. Well, we're starting to run short on time before the break, so let's get into how do people get in touch with you? How do they find out more about your school?
The website is advancedtraining.edu, and our phone number is 619-596-2766.
Okay, and where's the campus at for the students?
The campus is in El Cajon in East County, just a short drive from here in downtown San Diego.
Great. Any final closing thoughts you want to leave our listeners?
Well, thanks for the opportunity to be here, Barry and Andrea. It's nice to get an opportunity to meet you and to let folks know about the college.
Okay, great. Well, it has been a pleasure having Keith Zakarin from Advanced Training on, and you are listening to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we get up close and personal with homegrown San Diego businesses and the people that are working to make a difference in our community. This is financialnewsandtalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, and we'll be right back after the break with more homegrown business Close Up and Joe Hall from Visions Unlimited.